Stephanie and Baker. Two names whispered with fear and disgust. They were a sinister duo bound by their shared thirst for cruelty. Stephanie, with her piercing gaze and cruel smile, possessed a tongue as sharp as a whip. Baker, a hulking figure with fists like sledgehammers, exuded an aura of violence that made even the bravest souls cower. Their hearts, devoid of empathy, pulsed with a chilling indifference to the suffering they inflicted. They were a plague upon their town, a constant source of dread and despair. Their laughter echoed through the streets like a funeral dirge, a chilling reminder of their power. No one dared to cross them, for to incur their wrath was to invite unimaginable pain. They thrived on the fear they instilled, their twisted souls finding pleasure in the misery of others. Stephanie, with a Machiavellian glint in her eyes, would weave intricate webs of deceit, trapping her victims in a tangle of lies and manipulation. She revelled in their confusion, their desperate pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears. Baker, her ever-eager accomplice, would unleash his fury with brutal efficiency, his fists leaving a trail of broken bones and shattered lives. Together, they were an unstoppable force of darkness, their cruelty knowing no bounds. Their laughter, devoid of joy, was a testament to their depravity, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked within their hearts. The town held its breath, praying for the day their reign of terror would end. Their cruelty manifested in countless ways. They preyed on the weak, the vulnerable, those least able to defend themselves. The elderly, children, animals, none were spared their sadistic whims. They took pleasure in public humiliation, reveling in the spectacle of their victims' shame and despair. Once they forced a kind old shopkeeper to eat his own merchandise, his tear-streaked face etched with terror. Another time they trapped a group of children in an abandoned well, their terrified cries echoing through the night. Animals too were subjected to their barbarity, their lifeless bodies left as grim trophies of their cruelty. Their actions, each one more depraved than the last, sent shockwaves through the community. Fear became a constant companion, poisoning every interaction, every relationship. Parents kept their children indoors, their eyes darting nervously at every shadow. The once vibrant town became a ghost town, its streets eerily deserted after nightfall. The authorities, though aware of their crimes, seemed powerless to stop them. Stephanie and Baker, through a combination of cunning and intimidation, had ensured their silence. They operated with impunity, their reign of terror seemingly unstoppable. Unbeknownst to Stephanie and Baker, their reign of terror had not gone unnoticed. In the darkest corners of the earth, an ancient entity stirred. It had slumbered for eons, its existence a secret known only to a select few. This was no ordinary being, it was a sentient force of nature, a collector of evil, drawn to the darkness that festered within Stephanie and Baker. The entity, formless and unseen, observed them from the shadows. It watched as they spun their webs of deceit, as they revelled in the suffering they caused. It felt their twisted pleasure, their insatiable thirst for pain, and with each act of cruelty, the entity grew stronger, its power fueled by their depravity. It recognized in them a kindred spirit, a shared capacity for evil that transcended the boundaries of flesh and bone. But unlike Stephanie and Baker, the entity operated on a grander scale, its reach extending far beyond the confines of their small town. It sought not merely to inflict pain, but to corrupt, to consume, to drag the world down into the abyss from which it had crawled. The entity decided Stephanie and Baker would serve as its vessels, instruments of its will in the mortal realm. It would twist their already corrupted souls, magnify their capacity for evil, and unleash them upon the world.